Hello and welcome to Brain Tunnels. This channel is dedicated to the mind and what I think, what it means to me, and what it means to me in this world. I was dropped in this world with no book to tell me how to do it and no one to tell me how to do it. So I'm here today to talk about the things that I've learned over the many years I've lived on this earth and what I think about how the mind and body and spirit works. And I call this channel Brain Tunnels. And the reason why I call it Brain Tunnels is because think about, walking in a cave and you're exploring it. You've never been there before. You see things on the wall of the cave, little gold nuggets, diamonds, whatever, wherever you can find in a cave, right? During that journey, it's all new to you. So I think the mind kind of works the same way when you think purposefully. And what I mean by think purposefully, I mean, if you're thinking about, you got to pay your bills, or I got to pick up my laundry or whatever, I'm not talking about that. I'm thinking more about thinking about something. You're reflecting in your life of things that have happened, or you're trying to solve a problem. Meaning, if you're working on your car and you don't know what's going on, you're trying to isolate. That's a different kind of thinking. Or you're trying to learn something new. Let's say you decided you want to take a physics class and you've never taken physics. And as you take this physics class, you find out it's very complex. It's kind of hard to understand. And as you read things and the professor tells you things, you're thinking about it. That's the kind of thinking I'm talking about here. And my belief is that there's a lot of synapses in your brain, and they have connectors, neural pathways. And you see a lot of drawings of it, and there's a synaptic gap, and they show like electricity or chemicals, dopamine flowing over to the next side. Well, if you just take that and imagine that if you're thinking and your synapses is kind of vibrating, because this world's all full about vibration, right? Light's a vibration, sound is a vibration, everything out there is vibrating. Now, if that synapse is moving and sending signals over to another synapse, there's some kind of network or communication. And I think that tunnel, as I'm talking about, is you're tunneling over to the next synapse. And when you're thinking hard about something, you're planting seeds or activating certain vibrations, and you get these aha moments. And these aha moments are, oh, I never thought of it that way. Where did it come from? Some people say that this stuff comes from the subconscious mind, and maybe, I don't know. No one will ever know, at least at this point in time, 2022, okay? In 2022, nobody knows really what's underneath in the subconscious mind or anything like that. We can only assume that, flashes or ideas come from the subconscious mind, because you're thinking consciously about something and it penetrates. There's a lot of talk on the internet about this. I think the subconscious mind is more dealt with things that your body naturally takes care of itself, like your heartbeat. I know there's some kind of electrical thing making that heartbeat, my breathing and all that. Breathing is especially one of those things, because I can stop breathing, but then I'm going to gasp for air because I need some oxygen, right? But when I'm breathing, I'm not thinking about it, right? And that's somewhat of a subconscious thing. right? What's really something like that is habits, like brushing your teeth. When you're brushing your teeth, you're not thinking of, brushing this tooth, that tooth. Usually people, especially adults, are brushing their teeth. They're thinking about when they get to work, right? Kids that are 10, 15 years old, they're brushing their teeth thinking about school or friends or what they're going to do after school. So brushing your teeth is one of those habit things that you do, that it's a pattern and it's automatic. So it's done in a sense to muscle memory and all that. And I think that's where the subconscious lies. I think the flashes of ideas, and I say flashes because people said that Thomas Edison would have a flash of something, or someone would have a dream about something, and it'd give them an idea for some apparatus to make, right? Some engineering feat or some solution to their problem. Well, when I think about that, I think that the flashes is that jumping across to the other synapse. And when you look at a picture of a synapse that's been drawn, like I said, it almost looks like some kind of octopus, right? It's got this little globulence in the middle, and it's got these almost like roots of a tree spreading out like tentacles, and they're sending off these signals to everything. So inside that synapse, I believe there's even more microscopic ideas happening in there, almost like the fertile ground of a farmer's land. They plant the seeds, and it takes a while for those seeds to germinate and come up through the ground till you start to see that sprouting of the organism, the plant, or whatever it is, right? So when someone's thinking and learning something, the synapses are firing, electricity, chemistry, chemicals going across. And that other synapse is being stimulated, vibrated, and it's doing something. Now, am I saying that synapse is dormant? Not necessarily. It's just these are new ideas. How an idea or how our thinking comes across synapse, I can't say what that is. But I got a feeling that as time happens of that thinking process, of hard thinking about it over and over and over again, it makes maybe other connections in a different way. Okay? I mean, if you look at music, there's 7 notes into a major scale. And if I take C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then C, there's only 7 notes. And a major scale, I could write endless songs, different combinations, different ways to put things, with different instruments, timbres, and things like that. So if I could do that with many different combinations with only 7 notes, the exact same 7 notes, and suppose we have 100 or more synapses in our brain, they don't really know. No one really knows how many we have. Some people say you got some in your gut. That's where that gut feeling comes from. So could it be that they're all connected somehow, and depending on the combinations that you do, you get different ideas, you get different flashes. But if you constantly just do the same thing over and over, like an infinite loop, you may not get as many ideas, maybe not as many problem solutions. But I think that you take a person like Thomas Edison, Tesla, Henry Ford, these people were the type that would look at problems and say, how can I solve it? And they would work with people that had brains knowing how to solve it. And what I mean by brains that solve it, Henry Ford said he wanted an 8-cylinder engine, And all his engineers said it's impossible. And he said, well, figure it out. And every time he came to him, did you figure it out? No. Well, keep working on it till you do. And they finally did. They got the V8. So I guess what I'm trying to say is anything may be possible, but it would require lots of work, lots of time. And you kind of have to have that mind already, because these guys were engineers already, right? Thomas Edison had that mind already developed. And a person that's interested in science, they can develop that mind. I mean, you go back in time and you see people coming up through grade school, through colleges, and they're interested in science. They're interested in electricity, electronics, physics, or astronomy, or chemistry, or biology. They're just drawn to it. Now, does that mean that they were born that way? I don't know. I think that maybe there might be a seed dropped in there somewhere. I don't know. But the thing is we can tunnel in our brain and we can mine in our brain. Just what I'm trying to say is we could be a miner of diamonds and gold, and the claim of the mine we have is our mind, our brain. And the easy way to start to get the juices flowing is to start thinking outside what you normally do. Let's say if you don't know anything about music, start learning about music. If you don't know anything about physics, start learning some things about physics, or chemistry, or journalism, or marketing. And I'm trying to go as diverse as possible to show you that the more you learn from different aspects of our world that we interact with, the more those synapses get activated and the idea machine starts to work. And that's where you get those aha ideas. You're taking a shower. Oh, it's there. There it is. And you can't wait to get out of the shower so you can go work on it. I've had those experiences many times. And I think that from my experience, the key is you have to tunnel in your brain. The outside world's great for feeding your mind, but then when you're inside your mind, you gotta be like a Rubik's Cube and turn it and look at it this way, look at it that way, figure it out this, think about this. Take different ideas from different industries and say, well, you know, in the lumber business, they looked at solving XYZ problem by this. Can we take that same problem solving skill and bring it over to the airline industry? Sure, why not? You just have to figure out how you can manipulate that problem solving skill in a way that is similar to what you're looking at, okay? So this is just a beginning video. I wanted to get it out there. I have my BrianTunnels channel here, and eventually I'll have my website up, but this channel is going to be devoted to the mind and how the mind works and how we can improve upon it. And I think that through this channel, we'll find and discover the trueness of our brain and how we can expand it ever so much. Come back, and best thing of all, hit the subscribe, the like, and the bell so that whenever I do a new video, you'll be notified. Have a good day.